Okay, for Thursday and Friday, March 16th and 17th. Hopefully, this will be the last time. Knock on some sort of wood. This is fake wood I'm sitting here with. That this will be the last time I'm gone for 2 days. Legitimate reasons, but it is what it is. So we're going to get going here. You probably would be. You might be glad that if I would be there, but we'll see. Okay, slide 9 and 10 for Friday, and the interest group bumper sticker pair deck for Friday. This I didn't talk about in class, but types of interest groups I did. The screencast behind my head is pretty straightforward for the notebook. It's just talking about the types of interest groups, description, examples, and economic interest groups, other interest groups. These are straight from the screencast, and the only thing is you're probably gonna have to stop it at certain points to get what you need to get for the notebook. This is a checkpoint in the notebook for Friday. I'll probably check it this weekend, so you've got a little time, however you manage it. It's right here. And again, the checkpoint is not missing or whatever, but it is a checkpoint at the end. When I do grade the notebooks, there will be some points deducted for people who aren't meeting the checkpoints and that we're here. Okay. Next, that's just getting some notes on types of interest groups. Now, to get an idea for what these interest groups, how they're named, and some of the more popular ones, I want you to do at least half through slide 17 of a bumper sticker game. Yes, I will post it right now. It's shaded. I haven't posted yet for the recording. And there's a list of interest groups, and it describes these interest groups. Some of these the major interest groups in the United States. There are literally hundreds of them, but these are the major ones that we have. Okay. So, and then you're going to go through and look at these bumper stickers and decide which one would advocate for that position. The First Amendment grants freedom of speech. The second guarantees it. This is on a pair deck. It'll be a multiple select type of deal. So this one will be, if you go through the list of interest groups, you can see it would be, obviously talking about the Second Amendment. So this is the NRA, the National Rifle Association, protects Second Amendments through the gun owner's rights, firearm safety and protecting, right? So that's for that one. For that particular bumper sticker. Our Constitution was made only for a moral, religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government and any other. So this is talking about the type of people that the Constitution was founded for. This was John Adams saying this. So as you're looking at this, you want to go back through the list of interest groups and realize that it's probably going to be, not Club for Growth, that talks about lower taxes, but Christian Coalition, representing evangelical Christians, right? And the interest of evangelical Christians. So that would be Christian Coalition for that one. John Adams also said nothing is more dreaded than national government meddling with religion. So the other side can use some of his words and arguments as well. He did advocate for the separation of church and state. And if you look for the one that advocates for separation of church and state, individual civil rights and liberties, including religious symbols on public property, which implies separation of church and state. So this is the American Civil Liberties Union, right? It would advocate for that. So you would select American Civil Liberties Union for this one. You're going to go through these and say which interest group would advocate for the bumper sticker that's being presented. You need to go through slide 17. Okay, that's it. And we'll do the others in class or at some other point. Lastly, this is mostly a Friday activity. If you look at assignment number 15, and I may reverse these. Actually, I may reverse these numbers now that I'm thinking about it. 15 and 16, I should probably reverse the numbers, but I don't know. Either way, this interest group bumper sticker game, not interest group bumper sticker game, excuse me, the cartoon analysis. So there's a T-chart that you're going to take 5 cartoons and you're going to explain stereotypes. Stereotypes are things that you associate with interest groups that may or may not be true. That are may or may not be true. K Street is where the interest groups, let's use the first cartoon for example. K Street is the place where the interest groups hung out a lot. This guy, representing ethics reform, this cop, and these lobbyists, and lobbyists are people that work for the interest groups. And Congress is kind of dressed like a whore, right? You know the rules. This guy can't just help it. He's just a whore. So you influence because you know the new rules. This guy just can't help it. So they're saying that Congress can't help but be wooed by interest groups because for the money and for the benefits and perks. This one talks about, we've got to get rid of the fee-for-service system, but the healthcare lobbyists are throwing money at Congress and controlling them, and they're not going to do anything about it. That might be a stereotype, but then if you look at some of the purposes of interest groups, what are some of the purposes? You come down to um, here hold you've got certain ones that meet the purposes of interest groups, um, and you could talk about that: government by the people, or shall not perish from this earth. Congress, lobbyists, voters. This is you could look at this, and then the intricate mechanics of government. This one here, slide cartoon 27 could look at. You've got how to get through the intricate mechanics of government. So sometimes interest groups can represent people's interests in a complex area, in areas that are complex that they may not understand. So three that really um, describe or that give an idea for how interest groups um, operate, and how they in their in other words, what is their purpose, or the explain any impacts they're supposed to have on the nation. Three cartoons identifying them by number, make them different from the ones on the left hand side of the chart. Okay, so five stereotypes and three that are that describe a purpose. So that describe a purpose of interest groups. And again, it's going to be better to look at 9.2 first. Interest groups do have their purpose, so it's relevant to talking about, they have make it easier for people to have their issues heard in an organized way. So there are good things about interest groups. So you go back to that 9.1, the main ideas about interest groups, that really describes that as well. Okay, so to summarize, 9 and 10, 9.2 screencast, the bumper sticker, and then the political cartoon analysis chart. That will be due Sunday night. This, if you're working ahead, numbers 1 and 2 are going to be due on Tuesday. Monday we'll do a lot of debriefing. Okay, so you won't have to hear me again till Monday. This video is going to be made for both days. So I know it's probably a little long to play on Thursday, but then you can review it on Friday. It'll be in classroom as well.